Hey everyone, hope hope everyone is doing well this evening. Hey, just waiting a quick moment here. Wanted to send out a message to Periscope and to Facebook Live. Hope everyone is doing well this evening. Hope that you had a wonderful holiday on yesterday, the Christmas holiday. This is a great time of year for the sports enthusiasts. This is a great time of year. It is playoff time for college football and leading to the Professional Football League. So it is a great time. It is a great time for the consumer to return things to the stores that you did not want for Christmas and that you could use something else. Hey, I wanted to share something with you. I recognize that it is the end of the year. And I hope that you would share this on Periscope and share this on Facebook Live. I recognize that it is the end of a year, and at the end of a year, we have a tendency of reflecting and revising and getting together a game plan for the new year. I think it's so imperative, though, that we don't waste the next 5 days or 4.5 days left that's in this year. There are several things I want to share with you this evening, and one of them is about time. I think that when you understand and have a different understanding, a different look or viewpoint about time, time is a tool and not a toy. Time is a tool and not a toy. And if time is a tool and not a toy, then when you use your time, you will spend more time building than you will use it playing and wasting it. We play with toys. We build with tools. So time is a tool, not a toy. There is a time to play, but there is a time to build as well. I really heard one sentence today as I was out and about. I was kind of having my own prayer time today, and I was out and about in the shopping ministry or the retail therapy ministry today. And as I'm walking around the stores, I heard the Lord tell me, Nelson, you need some R&R. And I'm thinking, okay, I need some rest and relaxation. Great, I'm gonna go get that. And he said, no, you don't need that kind of R&R alone. But you need some other kind of R&R. And I thought that I wasn't the only one who needed it. I think that whoever will listen to this, whether it's on Periscope, whether it's on Facebook Live, whether it's on YouTube later on, that it's always a good time to get some R&R. And what is R&R? R&R means retire and return. You need to retire and return. And so this is what I heard today, that we need some R&R to retire and return. What do you mean? I'm not talking about retiring at the end of a job after working for so many years, but as we are going into a new season, a new year, a new day in our lives, there are some people who we just need to retire. We need to retire them. Hey, Pastor, we need to retire them in our lives. It doesn't mean that there is anything wrong with them. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with us. It simply means that we need to retire them, that they have served their purpose, or maybe we have served our purpose in their lives. So if there's some people we need to retire, but there are also some practices that we need to retire. Some things that we might be doing that are not yielding us the maximum return that we would like. We need some R&R to retire and to return. There are some people, some practices, and some paradigms that we need to retire. You cannot, in order to change your reality, you must first change your mentality. And that is so true. Let me say it again, that in order to change your reality, you must first change your mentality. Hey, Pastor C, so good to have you on this evening. So, hey, it's just things that I'm not really sharing anything maybe revelatory with you, but it's something that I think of often. And so God just told me today, hey, Nelson, you need some some R&R. You need to retire and you need to return. So there are some people, some practices, and some paradigms that I need to retire, that you need to retire. But on the flip side, there are some people, some principles, some practices, some people, some practices, and some paradigms we need to return to. There are some things that we need to get back to. There might have been some people who we disconnected from because we did not know their particular purpose in our lives. And maybe we looked at it and said, hey, we've seen this before. Hey, Lady Johnson, we've seen this before. And so maybe it is that I need to run away while I can. But I'm real big for, hey, cousin, I'm real big for just taking risk. I think that those who are willing to take risk will get rewards that other people will not get. And so there was a reward in taking risk. So we need to return to some people. There are some people who may have hurt our feelings, but they are assigned to help our future. And so you need to return to those people. I want to say it again. There are some people who might have hurt our feelings. They might have told us the truth about ourselves. They might have had us look at something a different way that we weren't ready to face that reality. But they were really assigned to help our future. And so you got to return to those people. You've got to return to those practices that you know that work for you, whether those practices are saving money or reading the word daily or praying daily or talking to your mentor or mentoring somebody else or reading a devotional or reading business magazines or entrepreneurial magazines, whatever it is that works for you, whatever practices that have given you the best yield, you need to return to those. And then you need to return to proper paradigms. We got to get our minds back in the game. And sometimes when things haven't worked out or we have lived in a culture of failure or low aim, when we live in a culture of low aim, we don't even expect more. Let me say that again. And I've had to really check myself on this one, so I'm being very transparent. I'm usually a go-getter. I'm an introvert by nature, but what I'm called to do makes me an extrovert. So when I get off of Facebook Live and Periscope, I'm going right back to my bedroom just to chill out and relax and watch television. But I will tell you that there are some paradigms that I have that I won't even attach myself to them if I think that I am not going to have the type of success that I want to have. And so the Lord reminded me today, he said, Nelson, I need you to dream again. I got on here tonight to tell somebody that you need some R&R in your life. You need to retire some people, some practices, and some paradigms, but you also need to return to some people, some practices, and some paradigms. You really, really need to do that. And so, God is just really challenging me to dream again and to hope again and to go back and dust off some projects. And it's not just because it's 2017, because I'm convinced that if you go into a new year, but there is not a new you, then the new year isn't going to benefit you. Let me say that again, that if you go into a new year, but there is not a new you, then the new year is not going to benefit you. And I think that a year and a new week and a new season and a new day starts with us getting some R&R. The fact that you retire and the fact that you return, that you retire some people, some practices, and some paradigms, but that you also return to some people, some practices, and some paradigms that are going to yield you the greatest reward. Hey, I just want to drop that on you right now, that I really hope that you get some R&R real soon. Share this with others if it has been meaningful. I wanted it to be short, sweet, and to the point today. That's all I heard, but my energy is renewed as it relates to ministry. My energy is renewed as it relates to my profession of that of the educational arena. My energy is renewed as it relates to me being an entrepreneur, as it relates to being an author. I am convinced that I am not living for retirement. I am living for fulfillment. And I think that that is so important. I think you prepare and we prepare for retirement, but we're living for fulfillment. Because if I die before I reach the age of retirement, I refuse to die before I have fulfillment. And I've made up my mind. I live by this every day. Hey there, Star. I live by this every day that I intend to live full and to die empty. My challenge to you, lady and gentleman, is to live full and to die empty. And one of the best ways to do that is to get some R&R. Hey, I hope that you enjoyed this evening. I'll be back on with many more messages as I'm inspired to share what it is that I share. Thank you so much for your time and your attention. Whenever you will see this, whether you watched it live or whether you will watch it by replay, whether you will share it with others on Facebook, whether you would share it with others on Periscope and Twitter, or whether you would subscribe to my YouTube channel, which I sure hope you do that as soon as you get off of this social media feed. You can go to YouTube and look up Nelson A. Henry, Nelson A. Henry, and other videos should pop up of sermons, of inspirational messages, of presentations of me just sitting in my home office like I'm doing now. But really, I want to encourage you to live full and die empty. And you do that by getting some much needed R&R. Until next time, be blessed.